The Gulf or Persian Gulf War was a conflict between Iraq and a coalition force of 44 nations to liberate Kuwait from Iraq. The United Nations mandated the action, which was led by the United States.
The conflict started when Iraq, under the leadership of Saddam Hussein, invaded their tiny neighbor to the south, the country of Kuwait.
At this time, Iraq was in financial trouble. Saddam Hussein had borrowed a lot of money from Saudi Arabia and Kuwait when they were at war with Iran. Saddam Hussein had asked the countries to forgive part of the debt, but they said no.
Another reason for the invasion, its talks between Iraq and Kuwait over the production of oil broke down. He and his huge army, the fifth largest in the world at that time, invaded Kuwait.
For several months, the United Nations Security Council tried to negotiate with Iraq. The fear was that Saddam Hussein would keep going and eventually invade Saudi Arabia, where 1/5 of the world's oil supply is found. But Saddam Hussein did not listen.
Fearing a takeover of Saudi Arabia, the coalition forces sent ground troops there. This was called Operation Desert Shield. 500,000 troops were there just in case Iraq attacked.
Then on January 15, 1991, President George Bush issued an ultimatum: leave Kuwait or face a full attack. Hussein did not respond.
On January the 17th of 1991, an army of several nations began attacking Iraq from the air. Operation Desert Shield became Operation Desert Storm. The coalition flew over 100,000 flights or sorties and dropped an estimated 88,000 tons of bombs.
The Iraqis retaliated by sending guided missiles or Scuds into Saudi Arabia and Israel in hopes those two countries would side with him, but they did not.
Bombing of Iraq military targets went on for 4 weeks. Then on February the 24th, the ground war began, and in about 100 hours, American ground troops declared Kuwait liberated. On February the 27th, President Bush declared a ceasefire, and Iraqi troops were forced to agree to the terms of a ceasefire. The conflict was the first to be televised. Folks around the world could see in real time the guided missile attacks. Cameras were put on the bombs, and viewers could see them as they struck the target. It made war real, I think, to a lot of people.
President Bush did not want to remove Saddam Hussein from power, saying he had accomplished the United Nations goal of liberating Kuwait from Iraq. That decision received a lot of criticism, and some historians agree it was one of the causes of the Second Gulf War.